I've never talked about this publicly. My wife knows some of it, but even she doesn't know the whole story. I still can't explain what we saw out there, but it changed me. This happened in the summer of 2016, deep in the Northern California Redwoods, during a 3-day camping trip with my college friend, Tyler. We were both 27 at the time. Tyler had just come back from a deployment overseas, and I thought the trip would help him decompress. He was quiet those days, not the same guy I knew in college. I figured fresh air, hiking, and isolation would do us both some good. So we drove 6 hours north from San Francisco and pitched camp off a remote trail about 20 miles from any official campsite. It was a place I'd found on a hiking forum, remote, unmarked, and perfect for stargazing. The first day was peaceful. We set up camp, built a fire, cooked hot dogs, and drank beer until the stars came out. There's nothing like the silence of the forest. No cars, no people, no cell service, just wind in the leaves, the crackle of fire, and the occasional distant owl. But that night, something felt off. At around 2 a.m., I woke up needing to piss. I unzipped the tent quietly, trying not to wake Tyler, and stepped out into the cold. The fire had mostly died down, just glowing embers. The trees stood still, towering like ancient guardians. But I had the unmistakable feeling of being watched. It wasn't paranoia. I've camped dozens of times. I felt nervous before, but this was different. It felt targeted, like something intelligent was aware of me. I scanned the woods with my flashlight. Nothing, just trees, shrubs, and thick undergrowth. Then I heard it. A faint snapping of a twig, not loud, but deliberate. It came from maybe 30 feet away, just beyond the tree line. I froze. The beam of my flashlight flicked across the woods, but again, nothing. No animal sounds, no rustling, just silence. I went back into the tent, zipped it up, and lay awake for what felt like hours, heart pounding. Tyler snored softly next to me. I told myself it was probably a deer or a raccoon, but I didn't sleep much that night. Day 2. The next day, we hiked deeper into the woods, straightening an old abandoned ranger station. It looked like no one had touched it in decades. Rotting wood, broken windows, moss growing up the walls. Inside, we found rusted tools, a dusty desk, and a crumpled pile of newspapers dating back to the late 80s. One headline caught my eye. Search called off for missing hikers. Tyler joked that we'd better not end up in the next issue. I laughed, but something about the place unnerved me. The woods felt heavier out there, like the trees were pressing in closer. We made it back to camp around 6 p.m. I built up the fire, while Tyler wandered off to collect more firewood. He was gone longer than expected, maybe 40 minutes. When he came back, he looked pale. "You okay?" I asked. He shrugged. "Yeah, I think someone's out here." That got my attention. He explained that while he was gathering wood, he saw a person, or something like a person, standing motionless between the trees. Tall, thin, pale, no clothes, no backpack, just standing there, about 50 feet away. When Tyler called out, it vanished behind a tree. No sound, no running, just gone. We sat in silence for a while after that, both of us staring into the fire like it was the only thing keeping whatever was out there away from us. That night, we agreed to keep watch in shifts. Tyler took first watch, sitting outside the tent with a flashlight and a hatchet. I lay inside, staring up at the fabric ceiling, every sound amplified. Around 3 a.m., he shook me awake. "Listen," he whispered. I sat up. In the distance, maybe 100 feet from our tent, I heard it. A voice, a human voice, but wrong. It was calling my name. Jake. Soft, drawn out, mocking. Jock. My blood ran cold. Tyler whispered, "That's not me messing with you. Swear to God." We stepped out of the tent together, flashlights on. The voice had stopped, but the forest was deathly quiet. No wind, no bugs, no rustling, just a heavy, suffocating stillness. Then something moved just beyond our lights. A shape, human-sized, but wrong. It was crouching, not walking, and it moved fast, too fast. We bolted back into the tent and zipped it shut. Sat there, holding our hatchets, backs against the fabric, breath held. We heard scratching, light, deliberate, like fingers tracing the outside of the tent. And then it spoke again. But this time it mimicked Tyler's voice. "Jake, it's me. Open up." The voice was flat, lifeless, a bad imitation. Tyler's eyes were wide with terror. "That's not me." I don't know how long we sat there, frozen, but eventually it stopped. We didn't sleep the rest of the night. Day 3, the escape. At first light, we packed everything and left. We didn't speak. We just moved. Something primal had taken over. We needed to get out. Halfway down the trail, I stopped. There were footprints, bare, human-looking footprints in the dirt, following our trail. They weren't ours. Too big, too deep, and they weren't there when we hiked in. We pushed harder, practically running. No brakes, no food, just a single drive to reach the car. When we finally saw the clearing where we'd parked, I nearly cried. But there, just before the tree line ended, I looked back, and I saw it. A pale, emaciated figure crouched between 2 trees, watching, no eyes, just dark, hollow sockets. It didn't move, it didn't follow, it just watched. Aftermath. I've had nightmares ever since. Tyler refuses to talk about it. He moved to Texas and changed his number. Last I heard, he won't go near the woods anymore. Can't even walk through a park without panicking. I don't blame him. Whatever we saw out there wasn't human. It wore our voices like masks. It waited, it watched, and it wanted us to know. Sometimes when I'm alone at night, I still hear it. My name, drawn out in a slow whisper. Jackie. And I know deep down, it's still out there, waiting.